My sister stood up at our mother's wake and told 40 people I had no right to speak because I hadn't visited Mum in 3 years. I was holding a plate. That's the detail I remember. A paper plate with a sandwich I hadn't touched, and my sister Marianne on the other side of the room saying it slowly enough that everyone had time to turn. Nobody looked away from me. That was the worst part. They didn't look at their shoes. They looked straight at me, and I could see them deciding it was true. My mother's name was Eileen. She was 81. She'd been at Ashfield Court for 4 years, and she died on a Sunday morning while I was in the car on the way there. Marianne lived 8 minutes from Ashfield Court. I lived 90. That gap is the whole story, and I want to be honest about it because for a long time I thought it made her right. Here's what she never mentioned. Marianne visited on Sunday afternoons, 2 till 4, with her husband, in front of an audience of other people's families. I visited on Tuesdays, 6 till 8, after my shift, when the corridors were empty and the tea trolley had already gone round. 90 minutes there, 90 minutes back, every Tuesday for 4 years. And not one person in my family ever saw me do it. If you've ever been the one who turns up when nobody's watching, stay with me. There's a book at the end of this, and it has my name in it 214 times. Mum's memory started going in the 2nd year, not all at once, in pieces. She'd know my face and not my name. She'd ask about my husband, who died in 2009. Some Tuesdays she'd talk to me for an hour, and then ask, at the door, whether anyone was coming to see her that week. I'd say, "I was here, Mum. I'm here now." And she'd say, "Was it Tuesday?" So she couldn't defend me. That's the piece Marianne understood before I did. Mum couldn't confirm a single visit. Anything Marianne said about me, Mum would either agree with or forget within the hour. Then in the 3rd year, I had spinal surgery. 4 months. I wasn't allowed to drive. I couldn't sit upright for more than 20 minutes. My son had to help me get out of a chair. I couldn't get to Harrogate. So I wrote, every Tuesday, 17 weeks, a card. Sometimes 2 pages, sometimes 4 lines, posted first class every Monday so it would land on the Tuesday. I told her what the neighbors were doing. I told her the recovery was slow. I told her I was sorry, over and over, in different words, on different cards. She never got one of them. Marianne had been collecting Mum's posts since the 1st year. She'd asked for it herself. Said it was easier. Said Mum got confused by envelopes. Said she'd bring anything important on the Sunday. Reception agreed. Why wouldn't they? I found out in the 4th month when I finally got back there, and Mum said, "You went quiet on me." I said I'd written every week. She said, "Nobody wrote to me." I confronted Marianne. She said the cards must have gone missing in the post. 17 of them. All missing. Then she went further, and this is where it turned. She told our cousins I'd invented the cards to cover the fact I hadn't been. She said I was building a story ahead of time. She used the word positioning. Within a year, the version of me that existed in my own family was a woman who turned up twice a year, sent nothing, and was waiting for a house to be sold. I stopped defending myself because every defense made it worse. If you have ever tried to prove you were somewhere, you'll know there's no way to do it that doesn't sound like guilt. And if your family has ever decided who you are and stopped checking, follow. I tell one of these every week, and they're all true, and they all end the same way. Quietly. So when Marianne stood up at the wake and said I hadn't visited in 3 years, I didn't argue. I put the plate down. I said, "I'll see you at the house on Thursday." And I walked out to my car, and I sat in it for 20 minutes in the car park of a function room in Harrogate, and I didn't cry, which surprised me. I drove home. I slept 4 hours, and at 8 the next morning I drove back to Ashfield Court. I wasn't going for the house. I was going for the book on the front desk. Every care home in the country keeps one. Fire safety. Every visitor signs in, signs out, prints their name, writes the time. Marianne controlled the post. She controlled what Mum remembered. She controlled what 40 people believed at a wake. She never once thought about the front desk. If someone in your family has been cast as the one who didn't turn up, like and share this with them. Follow for part 2.